Let me tell you a story back in my welding days. And I made anywhere from $16 an hour to $60 an hour. And that's on every job I went on. But I went to work hard. Yet I was mistreated. People would go out of their way to sabotage your boy. Unplug my machine while I was welding, turn off my gas, even magnetize my metal to make my work harder. I kept thinking, why me? Why do I keep ending up in situations like this? And one day it hit me. I realized I already know what to do. I know how to read a tape measure. I know how to read prints. And I'm pretty fair at welding. I understood as I understand exactly what a general contractor wants. And then it clicked. Why am I letting someone else control my livelihood when I can run my own business? That's the mindset reset we're talking about. Recognizing your skills, your value, your worth, and refusing to let the environment around you dictate your results. Here's the truth. Most people never step into that realization. They spend their lives complaining about their circumstances, blaming everything and everyone else, and wondering why the grind never pays off. But the moment you recognize your control, that's the moment you transform. Most people live life on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, and wonder why nothing ever changes. And I want to start with something that hit me hard the other day. I was walking through a store, just doing my thing, and I saw something that stopped me in the cold. And the only thing more terrible than how some places treat us is how we treat ourselves. I saw somebody walking around clearly trying to keep up with some standard she didn't set for herself. And I realized that's exactly what we do to ourselves every day when we don't think before we act. And we just go with the flow, going through life without intentionality. And it got me thinking, if we treat others like this, how can we expect to build anything lasting? How can we expect to create a life on our terms if we don't even respect what we bring to the table? And that's what I'm going to try to unpack in this first part. How to reset your mind. That part right there, every action that you take leads to real growth. And for a lot of us, here's where it gets real. I want you to ask yourself, are you going to keep on spinning in circles, trapped by autopilot, reacting to life as it comes? Or are you ready to take control of your mindset and your actions? The choice is yours. But here's the thing. Choosing control is just like the first step. Awareness without action is still just dreaming. Tomorrow, we'll move into part 2, the system blueprint. This is where we take the mindset you just reset and pair it with a system, a predictable way to move from grind to growth. Before we close today, I want you to reflect on 2 questions. What patterns in my life are holding me back? Second question, which skills or abilities have you been underestimating that could actually help you take control? And I want you to write them down. Think about it, because if you do, you're already one step ahead of most people who never even ask.
Let me start by asking you a simple question. What if I told you that the very thing you've been downplaying, your skill, your life story, your way of solving problems, is already the foundation of a 6-figure business? The truth is, ideas don't make money. Offers do. And the difference between the two is structure. That's what we're about to master. Everybody's got ideas. Your cousin's got ideas. Your barber's got ideas. You probably even got 10 business ideas sitting in your notes right now. But here's the hard truth. Ideas don't pay rent. Only offers do. An idea is a raw thought. I want to start a clothing line. An offer is structured value. I help men who hate shopping build a confident style with a monthly $50 wardrobe box curated for them. See the difference? One is vague. The other solves a problem. One gets likes. The other gets sales. And this is why so many hustlers stay stuck. They live in the idea stage, hyping themselves up with potential, but they never cross the bridge into building something people can actually buy. System. Package it into a repeatable process. Cooking, meal prep service, or digital recipe guides. Storytelling, content, coaching, or digital templates. The fixing cars, mobile repair business with memberships. Sale, put a price tag on it. That's right. That's the moment your idea graduates into an offer. When you follow this formula, you stop guessing and start designing. Let me give you a real world example. A sister in Texas was selling plates out of her kitchen. At first, it was just for extra money on the weekends. People loved her food. but she was stuck. No business license, no real brand, just word of mouth. We flipped her hustle into an offer. Instead of just selling plates, she reframed it. She's got cooking as her cooking exotic meals. Her solution is people in her city didn't have access to those flavors that she had. Her system that she created a weekly meal kit subscription. Her sale is $25 a week, prepaid on Cash App. Now, she had reoccurring revenue instead of one hustle by hustle movement. And later we layered it in digital recipe ebooks, online cooking classes, branding merch. That's the power of moving from idea to an offer.
Let's work on framing your first offer. Here's a simple sentence you can use to frame your first offer. I help who solve this problem with my solution in this time frame. Now listen, I help busy moms cook 30-minute meals with my weekly recipe packs. I help small business owners get 10 new leads a week using my content templates. I help teenagers learn confidence through my online music lessons. That's how you go from vague idea to sharp, valuable offers. Now listen, ideas are free. Offers are value. If you got a skill, you have a solution, you have a system, you have a sale. You already have skills. You just need to reframe them. Offer some problems in clear language. This is where people blow a hole in their pocket on budgeting. They buy ads, paying for logos, chasing brand agencies. Don't do that. Organic traffic comes first. The best marketing is free. Social media posts. Consistency beats perfection. Always remember that. Content that solves problems. That's where your money lies. Teach small lessons related to your product. And you want to create short form videos. You want to do that on TikTok, your Reels, your Shorts. Your Shorts are free billboards. Remember, storytelling is everything. Share your journey, not just your product. Now, the content rule, 70, 20, 10. Now listen, 70% free value, teaching tips and insights. 20% of it is storytelling. Your journey, your mistakes, and even your progress. Now 10% of it, you want a direct promotion. Click the link to get my guide. Write down 5 small problems your audience faces and create 5 short social posts, videos about them. And watch how you reach.
Welcome back, family. The first part I gave you motivation, the why and the mindset, but now we're going to move into the how. This is the strategy side. Because I don't just want you to feel good when you leave here. I want you to have a blueprint you can actually follow. So here's how we're going to break this down today. How to choose your lane. How to create a digital product. How to set up your digital store and system. How to market without wasting time. How to build an email list that actually buys. How to scale turning email into a funnel. How to track progress so you don't get lost. You ready? Most people waste years right here. They jump from idea to idea, never sticking long enough to grow. The truth is you don't need 10 lanes. You need 1 lane done. Well, here's the strategy. The 3-lane filter. When choosing your lane, ask yourself 3 questions. Do I know enough about this to help someone else? Do people pay money for this problem to be solved? Do I care enough about this to stick with it at least 6 months? If you can say yes to all three, congratulations. That's your lane. If you're good at cooking on a budget, people pay for meal prep guides. You care about health and healthy eating? That's a lane. Write down 3 topics you could teach. Guide or create for and run them through this filter. Pick the strongest one. Now this is where most builders overcomplicate. You don't need Shopify plugins or $1,000 website. You need a simple home base. Start simple and you can upgrade it later. Like I said, you know that Gumroad store is very... Set your price, get a payment link done. That website builder, B12 Wix and Squarespace. They create 2 3-page sites home about StoryShop. And you want to link them together. Your website and your Gumroad store. The website directs people to the Gumroad store. Think about it like this, my site is in the front porch. Gumroad is in the cash register. Create your free Gumroad account today, even if you don't upload your product yet. Lock in your store name. Let's get it going. This is where people blow a hole in their pocket on budgeting. They buy ads paying for logos. Chasing brand agencies. Don't do that. Organic traffic comes first. The best marketing is free social media posts. Consistency beats perfection. Always remember that content that solves problems. That's where your money lies. Teach small lessons related to your product. And you want to create short-form videos. You want to do that on TikTok. Your reels, your shorts. Your shorts are free billboards. Remember, storytelling is everything. Share your journey, not just your product. Now the content rule 70-20. 10. Now listen. 70 free value teaching tips and insights. 20 of it is storytelling.
One day, family, I was outside, and I saw 2 ants working together, trying to carry a piece of rock. And they were struggling, pulling with all their energy. But no matter what they did, it would not move. And eventually, one of the ants gave up. But here's the interesting part. Instead of quitting, the ant went and found another rock. This one was actually bigger, about 5 times its size. But here's the difference. It was the right rock. It fit perfectly into the hole. That ant dragged it, and it succeeded. Now you think about that. 2 ants, same mission, 2 completely different outcomes. One wasted all its energy on the wrong rock, and the other chose the right one. Even though it was bigger, and they still got the job done. That's what the value of ladder building is all about. Stop trying to sell the wrong rock. Stop wasting energy on offers that don't fit. Build a ladder that makes sense, step by step, and people will move with you. Yeah, but here's the secret. People don't climb ladders for products. They climb ladders for people. They climb because they relate to your story, because they trust you, because they see you as someone who can guide them. That's what Russell Brunson calls the attractive character. And my aunt's story, my welding story, my family story, these aren't just nice to share. They're what make people believe the ladder is safe and that it is real and that it is capable of climbing.
This was before anybody ever knew anything about having a tire shop or an insurance company as a black man. And here he was with a tire shop. He couldn't read. He barely could write. He had a 4th grade education. But let me tell you something. He had a vision. And when his grandmother allowed him to know he came into some money, he took that money and invested that money and started a business. And he did good for a long while. Took care of a lot of my family members. But the problem was, he didn't know how to file his taxes. He did not know how to do all the legalities that need to be known. Boy, I sure hated that for him, because I remember as a child, I said to myself, I won't make that mistake my grandfather made. But at the same time, look how far he went without even knowing the things that he should have known. So that's why I want you to watch this next video.
You're almost there. Don't mess this up.
Oh no!
It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back.
Like leaves on the Mississippi River. Like leaves in the Mississippi fire.
First, we have to stop dealing with illusion.
Mississippi choir.
We cannot ask the people who programmed us into oblivion
on the Mississippi.
to program us out of it.
And we've got
So far as I'm concerned, education has but one honorable purpose, one alone. Everything else is nonsense. And that is to train the student to be a respectful and a responsible handler of power. People do not train you and how to take their power away from them when they hold power by controlling you. To expect this of other people is a contradiction in terms. Freedom is something you do not wish upon, you do not dream upon. Freedom is something you take with your own hands.
Mississippi choir.
There is no God but you. Need to talk to y'all for a minute. Praise be the Lord. Get serious for a minute.
Systems of deception all around us. Some people call it the covenant. Some call it hidden hands. And some call it the agenda. But no matter what you call it, the results are visible and they are still the same in our neighborhoods, in our schools, in our food, and in our entertainment. Just about everything we do, we find this agenda. And it has become the very way of life. So the question today is, how do we see it? How do we name it? And most importantly, how do we defeat it? This is your brother Yaya with another episode of your resurrection class. And I thank you, family, for really standing by me while I was moving. I just moved into my new home and starting to get everything set up. This is my podcast room, work room that I'm in right now. And it'll have enough room for me to do everything I need to do, and just got to get it all set up. So I just want to talk to you from a familiar point of view today, but I want to bring some truths to the light. You know, when you hear the word covenant, you think about a binding agreement, a contract, a pledge of some kind. And now imagine a contract not for the good of the people, but against the people. A plan designed not to uplift, but to keep whole nations distracted. It's a cold system, man. Yet it exists.
And his enemy has tricked us with words. And God will save us with words. There are words designed to disarm you. Words crafted to confuse you, control you, and keep you from ever becoming yourself. They don't just insult you, they program you. And if you don't break the code, you'll keep living a life that was written for you. I wrote a word. I wrote word weapons to expose the language systems that has illed us. But this is not a poem. This is not a ring. It's a tool. And I'm giving it away for free. Download, read, share before another word cuts you down again. If this hits you, don't scroll past truth. Subscribe, comment below, and share this with someone asleep.
This, and it is real, and it has divided us and made us dependent on the system. Many researchers even point to writings and testimonies about how powerful families, corporations, and governments design systems to keep us, the masses of us, under a certain type of control. And whether you believe the Rockefellers or other ruling classes literally did that, wrote it down, and executed it or not, the truth is systems have been set in place to profit from our ignorance, our labor, and our suffering. That's a fact. And I just want to break them down to you, because in order for you to fight them, you have to know what they look like. You have to know what your enemy looks like. You have to know the form he's coming in. And I want to expose, as my teacher has taught us, how to expose the systems that may hold the keys to your problems, a lot of them. Let's talk about the educational system. This system is designed not to teach us how to think for ourselves. This system, it teaches us what to think. And we learn how to follow the system based on what it's teaching us. And we call that education. Now, how to lead and how to follow do look alike. Yet, how to take tests and how to solve problems are steps in the system. And they don't really shed true light on how all of us should properly look at tests and what these tests will give us in the end result of the test, which is to solve problems. The financial system, banking, credit, debt, insurance, housing, these were never built for us to own, family. It's just a fact. They were built for us to borrow on and keep us indebted to. Rent, staying in a cycle. Think about the food system, how it's publicized now and coming under a lot of scrutiny. Fast food on every corner with no fresh produce in the neighborhood. GMOs and chemicals in the diet that weaken our body. It weakens our body and our mind.
See? Think about the entertainment system. We ain't got to stop there. We can talk about the entertainment system. Music, movies, media. They often program us to distract, glorify violence, and keep us from building real unity and real wealth. The political system, every 4 years, they come around and lie to you, shake hands with you, and ask for votes. They rarely invest in a real long-term solution. If you're okay with that, if you want to continue waiting on that, you go right ahead. But the masses of us are waking up to the real issues at hand. These are not random accidents. We understand this. These are connected. This is what many refer to as the covenant. Now, let's just pause for a moment. Because people always ask, why do rappers, actors, athletes, some of the richest people and the most visible black people find themselves drawn to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? It's simple. It's a simple truth. The truth is that truth resonates. It resonates. And when you are at the top of the industry and you've seen the contracts, you've seen the blood, you've seen the manipulation, the way people profit off of pain and ignorance, you realize money does not equal true freedom. They hear Farrakhan speak about systems of exploitation, and they know it's real. They know it's real because they lived it behind the closed doors. So you don't have to convince these celebrities, these actors, these movie stars, these rappers, these athletes. You don't have to convince them. That's why you'll see our people in Hollywood, in the music game, still reaching out to a man that mainstream media tries to silence. Because deep down, they know. Deep down, family, they know. And this isn't just religion. So don't think I'm taking it to that level. This is survival knowledge. Survival knowledge. Knowledge that we need. Knowledge that we must have. Now let's address something that comes up often, a lot more often than many of us may like. People will say, if the white man is the devil, then what about when black people kill each other? Doesn't that make us devils too? They ask them kind of questions, man. Oh yeah, they ask it. And this is where understanding systems come in. This is just the truth. When a system, family, is designed to strip you of land, culture, history, economics, and then feed you violence, what do you expect?
An attractive character is simply the version of you that the audience connects with, trusts, and follows. It's not about being fake. It's about leaning into the real story, your flaws and experiences, so people can see you as a human and relatable. Now, a man named Russell Brunson in .com Secrets, he explains it like this. People don't just buy products. People buy into other people. Your attractive character makes them want to hear from you. And they want to hear from you again tomorrow and the next week and next year. There are 3 core parts to an attractive character. Number 1 is identity. Who are you to them? Are you the leader? Are you teaching from authority? Or are you the adventurer, figuring it out with them? Are you the reporter? Do you share what you learn along the way? Or are you the reluctant hero? You didn't want the spotlight, but your story pulled you in anyway. For me, my attractive character identity is the teacher, plus the reluctant hero. You don't just throw your theory out there. I live the story. I've been through struggle, and now I teach you.
Most people think making a digital product is the same as printing money. Spoiler alert, it's not. Oh, now here's the usual tragic position ye. They make something nobody asked for. Like an ebook about how to meditate by staring at the ceiling fan. That's groundbreaking, ain't it? They don't know who it's for, just vaguely hoping people on the internet will buy it. That's like yelling into the void and expecting the void to pay you from PayPal $9.99. No, they never market. They slap it on a website and sit there like, why ain't this selling? Because don't nobody know it exists, genius. Now, I know that's bad. Sometimes the product is just not good. If it's worse than the stuff free on YouTube, you got a problem. I also think they quit too soon. Instead of learning marketing, they decide the universe is unfair and go back to watching Netflix. Basically, people confuse making with selling. Now, if you want strangers to give you money online, you either need a great product and attention, or be shameless enough to pretend you're a guru. So, which category are you planning to fall into?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. I want to take a few minutes today to talk about something that's really important. And honestly, it doesn't get talked about enough, doesn't get said enough, how tough it is to be a content creator online. You see the finished product, a funny video, a post that makes you think, or maybe just a meme that makes you laugh. But what you don't see are the hours behind the scenes, planning, recording, editing, doubting yourself, hitting upload, and then getting into it all over again. Getting into the what? Maybe 12 views. That's the reality for a lot of content creators. They're doing the best that they know how, bumping their heads and trying again and again. Here's the thing, family. Most of them don't make money at first. They're running on passion and they're running on hope. But that one break, family, that one share comment that snowballs into more, that can change everything. And sometimes, yeah, they get lucky. But most of the time, it's because people like you help them get to where they're trying to go. People like you help them push them through. So the biggest support you can give doesn't even cost a dime. Shares, comments, and saves are the real currency. That's what tells the algorithms, hey, this matters. That's what get creators seen. So if you enjoy what someone is putting out there, don't just watch it quietly. Don't just enjoy it and laugh. Let them know. Engage with them. That tiny action could be the reason they keep going. So today, family, I just want to say, if you're following a creator you like, take a second. Leave them a comment, share their post, or just tell them, you appreciate their work. It might feel small to you, but to them, it means the world. All right. Thank you, family, for hanging out with me for a second. And I'm going to get back to what I'm doing. When you post something and it flops, what do? Do you quit for a week? Do you blame it on the algorithms? Or do you double down and keep going, keep posting anyway? I just want to know, what do you do? Because here's the truth. Every creator hits that wall. I've been there too. Hours of work, 12 views, 0 comments. But the difference between those who quit and those who grow is simple, family. They keep going. They treat it like a training. And that's exactly how they approach it. So my question to you is, if you're called to do what you do and you call yourself a content creator, what should you do when the numbers don't show up? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you're not a creator, tag one you follow so they can see this. Thank you, family. Because this is the game. This is the grind. And every day you have a choice. You can give up or you can Olympics yourself.